Let's go across at the moment to Mr. Rajiv Kumar, father of Sakshi Sharma, who's a student at the outskirts of Kharkiv. Rajiv ji, हमसे बात करने के लिए बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया. We also have with us Dr. Swasti Rao. She's an analyst and associate fellow at the MPIDSA, and we're also being joined at the moment by Mehtab, who is stuck in Sumy, in the Sumy town, which is about 3 hours out of Kharkiv, closer in fact to the Russian border. Mehtab, I want to come to you first. You have been stranded at the Sumy University. Is that correct? What's the situation on the ground around you?
Right. Yes, ma'am. Right now I am in Sumy, and we are surviving very much, ma'am. And we are drinking supply water, bacterial water, ma'am. And it's very affecting on my health, and all students drinking water in Sumy. And also we are eating still food right now, and it's very affecting on my health. And we just right now, one Ukrainian guy told me again blasting and gunning sounds near border state is Oktirka, like okay. This address right now is again happening blast in Sumy right now. My one Ukrainian friends told me right okay. now.
So you're saying that there are blasts that are happening in Sumy where you are. You're also running out of food and water at the moment. Mehtab, how many Indian students are there at the Sumy University, and have you been in touch with the Indian embassy? Have you tried to contact them, or have they tried to contact you?
Ma'am, we are in Sumy, Indian student, we are in Sumy, approximately 800 okay. right now. And not a single student is evacuated from Sumy. Still, 7 days, since 7 days we are stuck in Sumy, not a single student evacuated from Sumy. And I called to embassy before 7 days, and I talked with embassy, but embassy told me just give me hope for 2 days. 2 days will be Sumy problems will be solved. But after 2 days I talked and called again, but not responded by embassy. Still today again I called, but not responding right now from embassy, from government of India.
Okay. You're saying you haven't got any response from the embassy. You've been trying to get in touch with them. There are about 800 students, Indian students at the Sumy University. Yes. And just to give our viewers some perspective, this is about 40 kilometers away. The Sumy city is about 40 kilometers away from the eastern border, which is the border with Russia. And you know, right. we know that Prime Minister Modi has spoken with the Russian president. We know that New Delhi is in touch with Moscow, you know, demanding the safe passage of Indian students. Mehtab, so hang in there. One sincerely hopes that you will get word soon, and you know there will be arrangements that will be made for your safe passage. So hang in there. You are 800 of you together. So I really hope that you stay safe. Do stay on with us. I'm going to come back to you in just a moment. I want to go across to Rajiv Kumar. Rajiv ji, आपकी बेटी साक्षी खारकीव के आसपास है इस वक्त. आपने उससे क्या बात करी है? वो क्या बता रही है आपको?
मैम, वो 5 दिसंबर को यहाँ से गए थे बच्चे. हेलो
जी, आपकी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ जी मैम, 5 दिसंबर को पढ़ने के लिए गए थे, MBBS करने के लिए. पिछले 5 दिन से तो उनको खाना नहीं वहाँ पे मिला. हॉस्टल की बिल्डिंग में छुपे हुए थे, तो कल कहीं से 14 किलोमीटर चल के वो मेट्रो स्टेशन पे गए. हेलो
जी, उसके बाद क्या हुआ? मेट्रो स्टेशन पर 14 किलोमीटर चल के गए. उसके बाद क्या बताया उसने आपको?
उसके बाद चल के गए वहाँ पे, और उन्होंने ट्रेन आई, कोई पीछे से उन्होंने दरवाजे नहीं खोले, और वहाँ पे 5-6 घंटे बैठे रहे. कल शाम को उन्होंने बोला कि हमने मेट्रो स्टेशन उड़ा देना, यहाँ से भाग जाओ. फिर उन बच्चों को मारा और उनका सामान वगैरह छीन लिया. फिर उन्होंने बोला कि कोई 25 जगह है, कोई वो खारकी के बाहर टी साइड में, आउट साइड में, तो वहाँ पे उनको वो गए बच्चे. फिर 12 किलोमीटर और चल के गए, और 5 दिन से उन्होंने खाना नहीं खाया. पर अभी जहाँ वो फंसे हुए हैं पंचीन में, वहां पे भी जो लोकल लोग हैं उनका सामान वगैरह छीनते हैं और मार पिटाई कर रहे हैं, और वो बच्चे फंसे हैं, जो कोई एजेंट था वो भी भाग गया। अभी बड़ी बुरी हालत है, 500-600 बच्चे हैं।
Yes, yes. Yes,
पाँच
ma'am.
पाँच छह सौ बच्चे हैं।
हाँ
राजीव
जी।
जी, बहुत मुश्किल समय है, लेकिन आपकी बेटी अकेली नहीं है, और हम सिंसियरली होप करेंगे कि दे गेट हेल्प एंड दे गेट हेल्प वेरी सून। इस वक्त आप कह रहे हैं कि वो खारकीव से तकरीबन 16 किलोमीटर दूर हैं और
हाँ
एक
जी।
सेफ लोकेशन पर हैं।
सेफ नहीं है, वहां पे जो लोकल लोग हैं ना, उनका यही है कि वो बच्चों से सामान छीनते, पैसे छीन रहे, या बच्चे बड़े बेबस हो चुके हैं वहां पे अब।
जी, आपने आपकी बेटी ने एम्बेसी में किसी से बात करी है या उसके किसी?
एम्बेसी वाले ना तो वो फोन उठाते हैं, और उन्होंने कल शाम को ही बोल दिया कि हमारे हाथ खड़े हैं सब के, जो अपने लेवल पे कर लो, बस सब भाग गए हैं।
तो वो कोशिश करेंगे कि बॉर्डर तक किसी तरीके से पहुंच सके। हमने कल खारकीव स्टेशन पे भी बच्चों से बात करी थी, वो कह रहे थे कि ट्रेन्स मिल पाना इस वक्त मुश्किल है। आपकी बेटी ने क्या बोला इसके बारे में आपको?
तो
राजीव जी, आवाज आ रही है आपको?
हाँ मैम, बॉर्डर जो वहां से 1200 किलोमीटर दूर है, वहां पे जाने आने का कोई साधन नहीं है। ट्रेन जो है वो भी शायद अब चल रही है कि नहीं कोई पता नहीं है, और गाड़ियां वगैरह नहीं चल रही वहां पे।
जी नहीं, स्थिति बहुत मुश्किल है। राजीव जी, आप हौसला बनाए रखिए और अपनी बेटी को भी हौसला देते रहिए। ऐसे बहुत से और भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं, और बहुत कोशिश हो रही है सब तरफ से कि इन स्टूडेंट्स को जो है सेफ पैसेज मिले। बहुत स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो वापस आ गए हैं। हम होप एंड प्रे करेंगे कि आपकी बेटी भी जल्दी वापस आ जाए।
मैं ये रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि आपके एनडीटीवी टीवी के जो रिपोर्टर हैं वहां पे एक बार जाके बच्चों से जरूर मिले, उनका हौसला बढ़ जाएगा।
जी, हमारे रिपोर्टर्स हैं वहां पर, और हम जो है ये स्टोरी पर रिपोर्ट करते रहेंगे, और we are hoping that word goes out soon. The Indian government has said that they are of course trying to facilitate the movement, but it is a war zone. So what the Indian government is being able to do is
बस एनडीटीवी का ही सहारा है, बाकी सबने बाजू खड़ी कर दी है, कोई हमारी बात नहीं सुन रहा। हमने सब चैनल पे किया, बोलते हम नहीं जा सकते, उन्होंने सब बाकी खत्म है।
जी, हम
Yes, ma'am. I also called, ma'am.
पूरी कोशिश करेंगे। मेहताब, you wanted to come in?
Yes, ma'am. I also called many channels, but he is not showing realistic situations from Ukraine. Not showing. I also talked many channels, ma'am. We are, ma'am, very helpless, ma'am. Very helpless. Feeling very helpless. Yeah. We know what we are suffering right now. We know, ma'am, what we are suffering. How we are living here. We know.
Right. Mehtab, I can completely empathize. It's hard for us to even imagine, what you all are going through.
Lots of my friends called me and crying me, ma'am. Lots of friends. Armies beaten by armies like this, going 15-20 kilometers. Walk, ma'am. 15-20 kilometers. See, ma'am. How is petrol in this temperature? How is it possible in this temperature in Ukraine, ma'am? If anyone can walk 15, 20, 25 kilometers, minus temperature in Ukraine, no anyone understanding here. I called many times embassy, no responding, no any response. What will do students? Very helpless.
Mehtab, thank you for being so brave and sharing this ordeal with us. We sincerely hope
Parents
that
is
the government,
crying,
the
parents
embassy
is calling
officials,
many times, parents is calling, parents is crying. All are feeling helpless. We stuck in Sumy, we stuck in eastern parts of Ukraine. We are telling since 7 days, we are stuck in Sumy. But no any response, no any. What will Kharkiv student also stuck in Sumy? If this will do before attacks, before situations, Naveen will not die. Now Indians is dying here. After that, government of India taking actions. When we will die after that, take actions. Government of India.
Mehtab, I understand this is a very, very difficult time. I wish I had anything that I could say to make you feel any better, but you are being heard. At the moment, we sincerely hope that, you know, the embassy officials are listening to you, the government is listening to you. And like I said, we've learned of a conversation, a positive conversation between New Delhi and Moscow to facilitate the safe passage of students like yourselves who are closer to the Russian border. So, आप हिम्मत मत हारिए, राजीव जी, आप भी हिम्मत मत हारिए. आपको अपना हौसला बनाए रखना पड़ेगा, आपको अपनी बेटी के लिए स्ट्रॉन्ग होना पड़ेगा. बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स हैं ऐसे, वो अकेली नहीं है, और हम आपके साथ प्रार्थना करेंगे कि वो सेफली घर वापस आ जाए. आप प्लीज अपना हौसला बनाए रखिए. मैं यही कह सकती हूँ आपको. आपकी आवाज़ हम पहुँचाने की कोशिश करेंगे एम्बेसी ऑफिशियल्स तक, सरकार तक, ताकि वो सुन सके और देख सकें. बट प्लीज आप अपना हौसला बनाए रखिए. I want to just quickly bring in Swasti Rao as well into the conversation. Swasti, I mean, what does one even say, you know, at a time like this? You've heard what Mehtab, what Rajiv ji have been saying. Kitni mushkil hai. It's so difficult at the moment, you know, whether it's for students or for their families.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for bringing me in the debate. See, I need to make some very strong points, okay, that we are perhaps living in some sort of an illusion about West support to Ukraine and all this fight that Ukraine is putting up, which looks very good on social media, but it's really far from reality, okay? See, let's understand that Moscow's invasion, in Ukraine is going to be a hinge point in history. It has shown that brute power politics and the threat of war can very well be unleashed in the most developed, democratic and industrialized parts of the world. And the key to understanding that doesn't lie in the sphere of influence debate, okay? It's the NATO's eastward expansion versus the Russian sphere of influence expansion, etc. That's obvious. That's a concomitant. The more important part is how it's unfolding for Europe, in Ukraine, and because that is where people are dying, where people are fleeing. See, we did not expect Russia to escalate the war to this level, and it really definitely looks like that we were misguided a little, okay? Yes. Because had that not been the case, we would have, our government is very proactive in such things. It has done immensely, I would say, appreciable evacuation operations in Afghanistan.
Mehtab, do you want to come in here? Because, we also have heard a lot of students and a lot of parents who we've been speaking to here on NDTV echo exactly what Swasti just said, which is the fact that they didn't anticipate war. Ukrainian universities did not shut down classes, for instance, because they didn't anticipate that this would happen. What were you hearing from your university, Mehtab?
Same thing. Not any official updates from university. Our exams is next month, and then also my friends, my batchmates, he's from UK, and his advisory came first, then he leave Ukraine first and went to home. But our advisory we received on 15th of February. Then we all waited for advisory. We all waited for any answers from Government of India. If finally Government of India told us that time we can leave Ukraine, that time we leave Ukraine. Then we checked after 15th, flight prices was very high, 70,000-80,000. How will book ticket? How book ticket, ma'am? Not possible, ma'am. Middle class family, not book ticket at a time 1 lakh. Not book ticket, 1 lakh ticket, ma'am. Not possible.
Mehtab, thank you very much for speaking out. Swasti, I'm afraid I'm completely out of time on this broadcast, but we sincerely hope that embassy officials, the government of India is taking note of students like Mehtab, hundreds others who are stranded in peripheral areas of Kharkiv, like Rajiv ji was talking about his daughter Sakshi, Mehtab, and over 800 students there at the Sumy University who are desperately looking for a way to get out. We sincerely hope that help arrives and it arrives soon, and you can safely make your way back home.